So can-do Kavanaugh triangulated his way onto the Supreme Court, and the ninth Associate Justice is seated. And it's time to read the tea leaves to figure out where he'll land on the judicial spectrum. Before there were retro calendars and beach week blackouts, there were questions from libertarian stalwarts in Congress about Kavanaugh's stance on the Fourth Amendment. Senate judiciarians could have saved themselves a lot of time and heartache, not to mention hours of embarrassment and showboating, if they'd pressed harder into Justice Kavanaugh about his record and not his adolescent liver damage. Senator Rand Paul was the first to take public issue with BK's Fourth Amendment fuzziness in regards to government bulk collection of metadata when Kavanaugh's former D.C. Circuit Court upheld the constitutionality of federal spying. As Brett opined, quote, "In my view, the government's metadata collection program is entirely consistent with the Fourth Amendment." First of all, no, it's not. They were stealing vast amounts of digital information from innocent people without warrants, and then they lied when they spied. That is wholly inconsistent with the language and intent of the Fourth Amendment, which was designed to protect us from that very brand of intrusion. Kavanaugh again came up on the wrong side of the constitutional coin. In the United States versus Jones, that was a case where his court had a dissent to hear a case about the government putting a tracking device on an individual's car because, according to Kavanaugh, that sort of action is also entirely constitutional. Listen. If it's not okay for a Marvel villain, it's not okay for the feds to go fussing with your whereabouts. Kavanaugh is good on the Second Amendment, but it remains to be seen how he is on free speech and if he gets a mulligan on the Fourth and sees the light. And don't get me started on the Third Amendment. If he starts quartering soldiers in my house, I'm calling Michael Avenatti. There are a lot of variables here, as there are with any lifetime appointee to the High Court. Will this horrific confirmation process change him utterly to the point his professional judgment shifts in vengeance? Only time will tell, but thanks to Susan Collins, he gets to wind the clock once again, and that's the memo.